it away for the Panthers. Snap back, rugby punt for Thornton, and it is very, very high. Jake Metters asking his Hornets to get away from it, and it's going to take a right turn and bounce out of bounds on the Hornets sideline at the 26-yard line. And Dio, it's kind of the danger zone.
What in the world is going on over here?
We've got something going on.
There had.
Well, that would be why everybody's scrambling. You better get in. Get down the floor, Freddie.
Matt, let's go to commercial.
Well, let's go to commercial. We've got reports of
let's go to break. We're back to the Salt Bowl 2018 on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6, and quite a scary, harrowing few minutes we've just experienced here with 9 minutes 22 seconds left in the third quarter. There immediately became pandemonium and panic in the southwest corner of the stadium as folks began to run through the south end zone bleachers. And cheerleaders and players began to run off the field. We weren't sure what was going on, and conflicting reports now out of media outlets. Needless to say, it's been 15 or so minutes here that has been very, very scary, and very, very chaotic as people in genuine fear, John.
Yeah, and we had no idea what was going on, but the more that the panic spread, and it spread quick, and I tell you what, seeing 38,000 people plus all the, say 40,000 people when you include all of the players and coaches and cheer and dance and all of that, kind of scattering in that stampede, that's something I'll never forget. And our hopes are now that nothing serious has happened to anybody. We know there's been a couple of small injuries, people that were jumping over the wall, maybe a few sprained ankles, and a few people shook up, but we still really don't know what happened, Terry.
Well, we don't. The reports have been sporadic. We've heard everything from gunshots to no gunshots to there was a fight, there was a gun, there's not a gun. And that in times like this, that's why it's so critically important that everybody just remains calm and you get an opportunity to kind of sort out the facts of what is going on. I feel like that the stadium organization, the Salt Bowl organization, if they felt like there was continued threat, they wouldn't be talking about continuing the game. And right now, that's where we are. We're talking about continuing the game after the concourses are cleared and security personnel have had an opportunity to walk and make sure that the arena or that the football field is still safe.
Let's go down to Dio. Dio, you just heard the announcements, and we're certainly down there at field level during this bit of misfortune. Why don't you tell us what you just heard?
Well, when you guys came down to me, that was probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Just that rush of people running from the Bryant side towards the Benton side across the north end zone, and then really, like you said, kind of pandemonium ensued, and the football teams both retreated to the Benton locker room, and the student section cleared out. Really, kind of a crazy deal, and I've never seen a football game played under a situation like this, but you know, there's real fear that people have, about weapons. And anyway, it's a scary thing, and you hate to see a high school football game marred by something like this, especially such a competitive game, such a long-standing rivalry game. It's just it's frustrating that it has to happen, and it's really disappointing for these players. Just they pour their hearts out on this field, and then to have it interrupted by something senseless like this, really. So it looks like it's starting to get cleared out down here. The Benton sidelines have been cleared of any fans that came over the barriers, and they're starting to move out. It looks like a couple people did get injured jumping over the fence.
Yeah.
Maybe some got, run over, because there was a pretty mass stampede at one point. And so they're wheeling a couple people out on gurneys with what looks like ankle injuries. And, as the field clears, they're saying that we're going to get back to playing football. So interesting to see how that's going to play out the rest of the game.
Terry?
Yeah, I just got a text from Fire Chief Ford, Benton's Fire Chief, Bill Ford. Channel 16 has confirmed that Channel 16, which is Fox, has confirmed that Little Rock Police Department said no shots were fired, just a fight got out of hand and Facebook took over, social media took over. So that's good to hear that no shots were fired. And he said that was reported by Channel 16. So we'll continue to search for facts.
Facebook must be pretty quick.
Well,
I saw
social
a fight
media
and I saw
is,
people spreading. So
yeah, social media is.
It's the double-edged sword of the world we live in.
It really is.
Quick dissemination for good can be quick dissemination for panic, and I think we saw that here tonight.
Yeah, that, unfortunately. And, a lot of people are going to be quick to make a judgment about Little Rock in general, because we all know that Little Rock has certainly had some crime problems. And so I know that when we've had previous games before, we've actually even talked about security in some of the places that we played before, because not knowing the crime background of the neighborhoods that we were going in, we've made contingency plans on our own. I never even considered it for War Memorial Stadium. And so I think that at this time, hopefully we will finally get everybody back in the stands, and what looks like to be a minor incident will be handled in the appropriate way. And the stadium seems to say that we're going to get back to football here at an undisclosed time.
I continue to ask everybody to clear the concourse, so that the security personnel can do their work, and that the best course is for folks to return to the bleachers. But this is a sparsely filled stadium compared to what it was, John, 25 minutes ago, and you look out and you see way too many lights from police and ambulances beyond our view here.
Well, there was a fight that broke out. We know that. We could see that.
Yep.
And as soon as that fight broke out, all of a sudden people start scattering in every direction. So I don't know that Facebook can accomplish that. But I think the moral of that is, shots fired or no shots fired, you got people at a football game getting engaged in fighting, and you can't have that.
All right, we with that update are going to return to some music on 106.7 The Ride New Country, and we'll continue to update you and break in as news warrants. We see a group of the Bryant coaches heading toward the Benton side of the stadium locker room. So we'll continue to update you as we receive word. But now we'll return to programming on 106.7 The Ride.